Now we are in the module 1, the introduction of shelf life of processed foods. Today we are going to talk on part 2B of shelf life dating. Let's have a look what we're going to present. In the last part 2A, we have talked shelf life dating definitions, foods requiring date marking, the comparisons between expiry date versus best before, and the food product dating systems in USA. So today we are going to talk on the real practice in shelf life dating. Then, what are the wrong shelf life dating and its consequences? And the last but not the least, we need to know how to deal with customer complaints on product shelf life. So let's continue. So after talking on the few types of the date markings, so who is responsible to determine the shelf life of food? The first one, the manufacturers. So we can't run away. The manufacturers need to choose which type of the food product's date marking should be embossed on the package, on the food package. The shelf life evaluation is an integral part of every food product development program and food manufacturing systems. Every food manufacturers should have their in-house shelf life testing capability. So in the real world practice, the point of unacceptability of a product is set by management. But do remember, you need to according to the consumer unacceptability. So what are the factors that may consider? The first one, the company and the product image. Do you still remember in the beginning parts, I've shared that even though some of the products is not stated in the 5th schedule, the company still provides the shelf life dating in their products because it reflects the company image. Then the consumer perception, very important. The packaging systems of the products, the product characteristics, the environment to which the product is exposed means that when the product is being opened, okay, it needs to be kept in the refrigerated conditions. It means the environment to which the product exposed, or the storage condition of the products, or even during the process conditions, the half-finished products where they keep. Okay? You see, the marketing strategy is coming in. So the consumer will be more confident when the food products have the shelf life dating. The last one, the considerations on the regulatories. So there is a questions on this shelf life dating. Is it illegal to give a wrong shelf life to a food product? I think most of us will have a very firm answer is yes. It is wrong. It is illegal. So the date marking actually implies a contract between the food company and its customers. The food should last as long as its stated shelf life, but we need to according to the recommended storage conditions. So the wrong shelf life dating generally means a shelf life date exceeding the true shelf life of a product under the recommended storage conditions. That means it is a fraud. So the enforcement agency should have the right to ask a company to justify the validity of the shelf life that has been claimed. So let's continue to another clause. It's stated by the Malaysian Food Act 1983 in section 16. In the false labellings, any person who prepares, packages, labels or sells any food in a manner that is false, misleading or deceptive as regards its character, nature, value, substance, quality, compositions, merit or safety, strength, purity, weight, origin, age or proportion, or in contraventions of any regulations made under this act, commits an offence and is liable on convictions to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 years, or to fine, or to both. So it is the manufacturer's responsibility if the shelf life is wrong. So what are the consequences of giving a wrong shelf life? Let's have a look on the consequences to the manufacturer first. For sure, if we have bought a product, a food, that the shelf life stated on the package is exceeding the true shelf life, means the food is rotten. What we have? We'll get angry. They're going to have angry customers, angry retailers, full of complaints. For sure, their product image and the company image is being affected. Then their reputations will become bad or very bad. They can be sued or arrested. You still remember in part 1, we have taught a case for the bread which becomes the green incredible Hulk in only 1 day. So you can refer back to our part 1. Then it directly hurts the bottom line. Oh my goodness, the returns can be very costly. So you can have any further imagination on this severe case, the company may get bankrupt. So what are the consequences to consumers? The very bad situation is the consumer may die due to the food intoxications or food infections cases. So we need to be serious when we put down the shelf life dating on the food products. So how should the manufacturers deal with consumer complaints on the food products shelf life? The first one, we always ask, is the complaint justified? Normally, they were going to ask the consumers where you store the products. Tampering, the repacking, abuse handling, improper storage and display conditions. So whose fault? Normally, the manufacturers will point the fingers to the consumers, and the consumers will be very angry and point back the fingers. So that is why we need the third parties, the government agency, especially the Ministry of Health, to get involved in this case. So what are the corrective actions? And normally the food manufacturers will going to compensate the consumers, get this settled outside the court. Because if the court case is delayed or being extended, the company image is totally disrupted. After we have taught a lot of theory parts on the shelf life datings, let's have a look on some few examples. So I've choose snack bar products. So as you can see here, it's a cereal based snack bar. There's the best before date. I say please refer to the packaging, and then we refer. If this is a Malay form, baik sebelum. Is it correct? Yeah, it's date, month, and year. 15th of April and 2022. The best before date is referred to the qualities. It's referred to the qualities. But I can't find any storage conditions on the packaging. Oh my goodness. What have been said in the Malaysia food regulations? The Malaysian food regulations in 1985 in the regulations 14.6 that stated where the validity of the date marking of a food to which this regulation applies is dependent on its storage. The storage direction of that food shall also be required to be borne on its label. So it's very important. Something wrong with the just now examples. We must put down the storage, even the storage directions. Then this is another example. It's a type of milk powder for 1 to 3 years old children. It's very good. It's introduced the product of Malaysia. It said used by guna sebelum. Used by date. It's good they use used by date. But again, I can't find any storage condition on this package. It will be very severe. It's the consumers that does not store the products in a proper way, then the milk powder is infected by some food pathogens, and the children may get food intoxication or food infections. So I think these manufacturers, the famous manufacturers for milk products, should consider it seriously or to put in the storage conditions on their package. This is a good example on culture milk. They said guna sebelum means that use before on the date, then they have the storage conditions. They have stated the storage condition too. It should be refrigerated from 0 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius. They have also shown you it must be shake before drink. Goncang sebelum minum. Means that should be shake before drink. This is another good example which stated the best before date. Okay, and then they also stated you need to refrigerated, simpan sejuk at 2 to 4 degrees Celsius. Oh, very good, very good. Then we have a tomato sauce products. It's a bottle type. There's a bottle package. Okay, so you say the expiry date. Have a look on the cap of the bottle. Then, very good thing is they have stated, please keep it as refrigerated after opening. This is very important because normally the consumer cannot finish in one time. So it is very important. Very good examples. So this is the last examples for today's sharings. We're going to talk on infant oatmeal. It stated the best before date. The good thing is they have stated clearly on the proper storage conditions. Store in a cool, dry place. And then they have shown you once open, the best consumed within 60 days. And please keep in an airtight container after opening. So that's all for today's. We have covered in the shelf life datings. So we are going to cover the part 3 in this module is how to determine the shelf life of a food. We're going to introduce to you various types of methods, a little bit on the introductions to the accelerated shelf life testings, and then we're going to talk on the shelf life testing strategy at different food development stages. So I think that's all for today. See you next time. Bye.